Hello, this is Charles again. Today I'm at the Vicksburg Civil War Museum, and I'm here today with a famous author. His name is Scott Bell. He wrote a book about Vicksburg and the camel that was here, Douglas. I will let him tell you about the book and tell you how you can get one.
Okay, thanks. I'm Scott Bell. I wrote the book, The Camel Regiment. It is about Old Douglas, who's kind of a legend here in Vicksburg now. He was the only camel that was used militarily east of the Mississippi River during the war between the states. And if you go out to the old cemetery here, which I recommend, it's beautiful, the old Cedar Cemetery, there's a memorial headstone to Old Douglas and the men who memorial headstones to them in a certain section. It's easy to find. It's marked. There's also Old Soldiers Rest Cemetery, the Confederate section. Also, there's many notable historic people that are buried there in Vicksburg. I'd recommend going. I'm here at the Civil War Museum today, and this is kind of a spontaneous interview and a chance to talk about the book, and I want to recommend this museum. It's outstanding. I've been to several in the country, and I don't remember one that has more artifacts and things you can actually see from the war. A lot of neat history. I recommend coming here, Civil War Museum. It's the right name, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, I talked to you a little bit about the book. It took me a couple decades to write this, and it's basically about the 43rd Mississippi. They're a Northeast Mississippi regiment raised in 1862. They fight at the Battle of Corinth. They come to Vicksburg, and they were by the 3rd Louisiana Redan, which was a main artery into Vicksburg, and this became the focal point of the Vicksburg siege. And it is a place of great lore, the Vicksburg lore of the battle. And Old Douglas was shot down there towards the end of the siege. I talk about that. I talk about the great things that happened there. The 43rd, being stationed there, was witness to Coonskin Tower, tower raised on railroad ties on the Union side, named for the Union captain who built it. And many Johnny Reb were picked off from there until they learned to stay low and duck. They pushed railroad cars under there were lined with cotton, and they pushed up the lines, the Union did, to get closer to the Confederates underneath the Louisiana Redan. I think it was June 25th. I don't have all my information, so it's off the top of my head. They exploded a mine, and 6 miners of the 43rd Mississippi were killed there. The Union rushed in, then were held back. So all this is in the book. A lot on Vicksburg, a lot before Vicksburg, a lot after Vicksburg, a lot of interesting things. If you love Vicksburg, and I know you do, you'll want to get the book. You can get the book here at the gift store. He has a few copies on hand, but if it's not here, you can order from me. I got a Facebook page, the 43rd Mississippi, Old Douglas Camel Regiment, Facebook, 43rd Mississippi, or you can go online. It's available on Amazon, and it's a good story. Of course, with the 43rd, the surrender didn't mean the fight stopped for them. They'd go on to fight in Atlanta. They'd go on to fight in the Tennessee campaign, and for one last time, they would go to North Carolina and fight at the Battle of Bentonville. Again, I recommend this museum. It's really fantastic. Have a good day.
One quick question on the book. You talk about when the 43rd left or surrendered, a lot of the blacks that were with them actually went with them, and that surprised the Union Army, or
yes,
how
well,
did you?
Okay.
And is there any primary source documents on that?
Well, there is. I got it. I got the story and the source where you can get this in the Camel Regiment. But I was going to go ahead and send the museum here the documentation on this. It's a little unknown fact, and what it was is that the Union was so cocky that the blacks that were with the Confederate Army would not leave with the Confederate Army, but they did. Okay, and so they issued an order. It said any of the blacks that were here that wanted to leave with the Confederate Army or their masters could do so. Well, so many chose to leave, it surprised the Union, and they had to rescind that order, and they wouldn't let them leave. I'll go on with a little further story about that. That two black men who served as servants with the 43rd, right, they let the Yankees believe that they were mistreated. Okay, I'm not trying to paint a rosy picture for anything that happened. I'm just telling you this historic fact here of what's documented. Well, they fooled the Yankees into saying that they were mistreated. And so while their guard was down, they snuck out with several horses and mules and joined the 43rd Mississippi as it was surrendered and marching out on the road to Jackson, Mississippi. And that's something I came across. It's in the Camel Regiment, and it's in a few other little sources, and I'll get that for the museum here. But it's in the Camel Regiment, and it's kind of interesting. So there's two sides of the story, and the black experience with the Confederate is not told like it should be. Okay? So I'll get that information here.
Thank you, sir. And thank y'all again. Until next time.